Hello guys, assalamu alaikum. Keep tapping as you come in, guys. We are going to get these children back to school today. We can get them back to school, guys. All you guys need to do is to tap and share the video. Even if you're not gonna donate, you tap and share the video. You never know who the video can reach. I'm gonna put the picture of them and I'm gonna do motivation and entertainment video. Right, guys, trying to look for something here that we can listen to. Hello, Jerry again, Jeff. The head tie. How I'm so bad at head tie. So guys, keep tapping and sharing the screen. Thank you so much. So we are going to do entertainment and motivation. I don't know. I want to wear some little makeup, but I'm not sure. What happened is today I was so tired that I was sleeping in the afternoon. Hey guys, and I've not slept in the afternoon for only God knows since when. So we are going to get school sponsors, school fees for these children here. Let me see if I can get their pictures up. So these children here, guys, in Africa, they need to go back to school. These are the children that I normally look for my followers to sponsor them to go back to school, because the charity that get them to school through me have stopped paying due to COVID and stuff for a long time now. So I normally will come and make a live and explain for people to please donate whatever they can for these children to go back to school. So this is 5 and then another 3. At first it was 14 children, but now it's down to 9. One of them is not in the pictures. This picture is 3, but because the picture is taken like this and the phone cannot show the last person here, the older brother of that one there. So guys, this video is to get these children to go back to school in Africa, Gambia, because the Gambia government have primary school that is barely nothing. It's next to nothing to go to school. But those schools, they're not very good. Like the education is so bad, especially in Tangier. It's only one primary school from the government there, but it's not good. So they're going to a private school in Tangier that is not expensive. It's 1,750 Gambian dollars. It used to be even 1,500 when I first put them to school nearly 2 years ago. But now it's about 1,700 or 1,750. And this private school they go in. If you want, I can give you my niece number and my niece can take you guys. Oh my God, let me post this song because I like it. I'll dance to it after. My niece can take you guys to this children home, talk to their parents. You can talk to their parents. You can go to the school in Tangier, see it yourself. Sponsor them yourself if you want. Or you can donate anything you want now, or donate my cash app. And when the children go back to school, I will show you the video. I normally show the video of them in the school with the uniform and everything. Because in Africa, when you don't pay, you get kicked out. You don't stay in the school. So the school that they are going is not expensive. When you pay this fee, you have to pay 3 times a year. Each term. You know how each term is like 3 months. I've never been to school growing up. This is why I want these children to go to school. Because I was married young, me, my sisters, and all of us, because we never been to school. Because of poverty contribute to it. And this is going to happen to children, even if they are boys. When they grow up, they don't have basic education. It's hard for them to have that motivation to make a life. It's easy for them to give up and start doing the wrong thing and just don't have self-worth and self-love and to motivate them through life. Education can help you, give you that kick, that motivation for you to know, where to head to and stuff like this. This is why I'm doing this, guys. Honestly, some of these children, they're also my born sister's children, my own sister's children, because these children, they all come from underage marriage victims. Yes. They're not just any old children. These are children that come from people that married young like I was, without their choice. Forced marriage. Some of them, the interview, if you hear it, is on my YouTube channel. You will not believe the horrible story they go through with these people that married them. And they weren't 15. None of them was 15 years old, all of these women. I don't want to look at their children suffering. And I know I'm here. I can at least use my voice and talk to people for people to help and pay for them. If you want, I can give you contact. Like I said, you have somebody in Gambia. That person can go and do the job for you if you want. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just going to connect you to these children. You go and pay for it yourself. If you don't believe me or you think I'm looking for money. These children, they need to go back to school. Like I said, it's 9 in total. These 5 and another picture that is 3, and one of them was not in the picture. It's hard to get them all together in one place because they all live in different compounds. But it's one area, but it's like a bit walking distance depending on who is, is who. So because they keep kicking them out each time they go to school, please keep tapping and sharing. Each time they go to school and they don't have money to pay, when the 3 months finish, because first, okay, I'll tell you how I managed to start this whole thing, to begin with. To begin with, like I said, these children, some of them are my own sister's children, my older sister. So I've been supporting no matter what. You know that I'm not going to let my sister's children, not go to school no matter what. I rather not eat. So then I was explaining my underage marriage on my YouTube channel. Explaining my underage marriage, and stuff. And you know how I get emotional sometimes when I'm explaining it and stuff like this. So I got some American couples that saw that video and said to me, oh, we want to help in Gambia to make sure that the children will go to school so they don't have to go through this. I said, I would really appreciate that. So they went and do their own organization and register, and they get me involved with it and everything. But then because COVID was hitting, the moment they start, COVID start. So they couldn't get money to continue these children and other children that they were sponsoring. That's why right now they tell me that when things get better, they will get back to me. But for the whole year last year, they didn't sponsor. Plus this year too, I'm managing with these children, guys. So some of them, their parents take them to go to the village and learn Quran and just give up this whole English thing in Tanje. And one of them have another sponsors by one white person like that. Salute to that person. And the other one, I don't know what happened. I don't have a clear story. Maybe the parents say they don't want the child to go again because they don't have enough money to keep going. They like going and then they kick them out and they wait. And then I look for donation and it's so hard to get donation. Honestly, guys. And I'm so embarrassed. I'm not used to asking for help. But it's so hard. I don't know whether people think you are lying or people just can't be bothered. But the last time I looked for donation for them, it takes so long, like months. The children were like 2 months off school. And I was feeling so bad. I didn't want to pay for my only sister's children. 3 of them are my sister's children. I don't want to pay for those ones to go and then these other children are not going. And it's the same school. They already know each other. They're not going to understand this whole thing. They would think that me, because they know my name, they know that I get them to school. They would think that me, I now have something to do with it or something, that I'm taking their money and they know, Africa, how they think. So I was so stressed about this, honestly, guys. And if the children go in and they're not going again, they're not going to learn nothing. even though that school is very good. So this is the situation. Now they kick them again for 2 weeks, they're not going again. 2 weeks again, the children are not going. Like I said, if anybody want to have contact with these children, you can go and see them and see their parents yourself and do the work yourself. I just want these children to go to school so they can grow up. Like now, if you don't go to school, how are you even going to read a text message? How are you going to understand the basic things? And if they're going, I don't want them to go to Tanje school. That is nothing. The parents will not take them there anyway. My sister's children, they were already going to school. Like I said, I will not watch them not go to school. But the other children, they weren't going to even Tanje government school. It's barely nothing. You pay like very small money, but they weren't putting them because they just don't care. The parents not go to school themselves. They don't know the value of going to school. So the children were sitting under the mango tree before I came into their life. When I take them, they are very happy. And now they keep kicking them out all the time because it's no money to pay for the whole year or to keep going. I'm working on my own organization to be registered too. Hopefully I will get help to continue with them and other children. But right now, please, I'm not registered yet. When it's registered, I'll tell you guys. I'll show you the website and everything. Right now, I'm not registered yet, but I'm working on it. It takes time. Right now, I just want these children to go back to school again, please. If you go on my YouTube channel, you click the link, you will see the video of the children, see the interview. You type in Ami Job underage marriage victims. You will see their mother speaking in Mandinka and I translate it in English. You will see everything. But right now, I cannot play all of that here. This video, I just want these children to go back to school. Like I said, please share and tap, share and tap. So I'm going to try to do entertainment and motivation for us while we tap and share for people, hopefully, to see this. So guys, tap and share, please. So now we're going to play this Vivian. The chin vocal staffing with Vivian from Senegal. You're welcome. Keep tapping and sharing. I just want the children to go back to school, please. Wala, wa karama ñu waxal leen. Ma doon nirotee bi cëg te ma sonnoon bee niroo bi cëg moom. Taxaw ma naan suma café Touba bi. Su ma gënee xam liggéey. Su ma gënee xeexu ma liggéey. Café Touba bi soo nee ko seet la. Maa ngi ko teg di explain nag. So yeah guys, keep tapping and sharing. Ma ñëw explain na leen lu may wax. Gune yi ñoo war a def. Keep tapping and sharing, please guys. I sell these dresses as well, guys. That's why I'm wearing it. I wanted to wear something else, but I said I have to wear it in case somebody wants to buy it. This song is so nice. So these dresses are made in Senegal, guys. This one is made in Dakar. And I have other ones that are made in Gambia as well. Made in Gambia. And this song you're listening to is from Senegal as well. Vivian. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This video is for entertainment, motivation, and to get these children back to school. may def ni oh my god thank you. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Thank you so much. Whoa, whoa. Ay, waay. Wow, wow. What happened is, guys, tay yëpp may liggéey te suma offee tam maa ngi liggéey ba tey di jaay mees sama mees xaw ma yére lu ne moo tax ma sonn suma jaare sa fàtte naa ko so yeah guys, I'm gonna explain to people in Wolof a little bit about what I was saying. Hopefully they will donate or try to have contact with the children themselves. You can email me my username amiolof@gmail.com if you want to have contact with the children, or you can even have my WhatsApp number. Like if you go on my TikTok here, you scroll down, you will see my WhatsApp number on one of the videos that I did about these children just yesterday or something. I think it's yesterday. And I'm wearing a purple shirt. You will see my WhatsApp number there on the comment section if I remember. I think I put it there, or my email address or something. So yeah, lu ma doon wax mooy I'm gonna explain people. I'm gonna explain in Wolof, please, guys. I'm coming back in English, okay? Keep tapping and sharing, please. And remember, if you want to learn Wolof, you can also email me. I teach people Wolof. Don't forget that. Yes. Ignore the fact that I lose this my tooth. Okay guys, so I'm gonna talk in Wolof. Xaaral ma ñëw waxal leen. So lu ma leen di waxal mooy gune yi ngeen gis ni amuñu woon leen beneen nataal bi. Gune yi laay wutal school. That's what's going on. Gune yi ñoom ñett la waaye nataal bi nu mu defee nii dafa gudd moo tax gune yi gisoo leen ñoom ñëpp. Dimbale leen ma ngeen taam ngir yàlla. Gis ngeen ko gune yi soo leen gisee sax ñoo niroo nga xam ne gune yi ay brothers lañ. Kii ak kii broda la kii nag xaw ma foog naa moom tam brodaam la waaye kii ak kim dende moom brodaam la xaw ma ndax ñoo bokk ndee baay wala baay lañ bokk xaw ma parce que gune yi different kër la laa leen collecté suma jarbaat bi moo leen doon interview time boobu gune yi ñii nii suma doom yu mag lañ kii ak ñaar yi ñii si digg bi suma mag jurut leen so gune yii nii bu ma commencé di leen fayal school ñoom fukki gune ak ñeent la xoon nu ma leen xamee mooy ba dugal leen school mooy yéen ñi may wax ne bu may wax lu ma dund duma koy wax si ngelaw wala because maa dof wala nangam déedéet yéen lu ma bëgg ngeen xam si man lu ngeen di xam te lu ngeen foog ne xam ngeen ko ba tey la ngeen xamut moo ëpp nit kenn mënu koo xam yëpp te dofuma du ne lu nekk laa leen di wax de xaajuma xaajoo waaja dof xam na ñu bëri ñu may xaaye ne lu tax ma wax wala may wax lu ma dund te ñoom seen bopp li ñuy wax duma ko wax li ñuy def duma ko def dama dee waaru si ñoom waaye nit kenn matut waaye man lu ma decide bay séddoo lu ma dund maa ko xam soo gisee ma dund ko ñun du ñuy wax te ku wax ñu xas la tuutil la moo tax ma dund ko keneen ak keneen di ko dund wala dund beneen façon ngi métit boo xam ne borom waru ko woon a dund su fekkoon ñun ñu ngi wax dimbale leen ma te taab vidéo bi te séddoo ko ngir yàlla comme su ma doon saaga ndey tey wala may def taati ne nu ngeen koy séddooyee suy askan wi rek séddooyee leen ko noonu ngir yàlla du pour man de pour gune yi delluwaat school la ndax gune yi su ma doomi mag yi rek mën naa leen a fayal bu may dee sax bu ma xeboo ma dëkkee sarde sax di leen fayal waaye yeneen gune yi ñaar yi ak yeneen ñetti yooyu ak xam na keneen ko xam ne bokkut ci nataal yi ñooñ jaaduwut pour suma doomi mag yi delluwaat school te ñoom demuñ te benn school bi la te gune yi ñoom fukk ak ñeent lañ xoon bi ma tàmbalee xees di leen fayal gune yi niñ duggee xoon mooy fa fekkoon suma doomi mag yi nag ñu ngi duggoon already ñaar ñii ku mag kii ak kii duggoon nañ already kii rek moo desoon kooku booba mu ngi gën a doon gune lii xëpp na ñaari at ci gannaaw ñaari at ci gannaaw xëpp na ko bi ko time bu COVID li fi na gut yàggu rek si la COVID bi ñëw mu garaaw nag affaire ñooñu stop mënatu ñoo fay ñooñu ni ñu xamee gune yi mooy fañ ma gis ay américain yu ñuul lañ ñu gis ma YouTube may wax li ma sëy ma duxee gune di ko wax bay jooy nii ñu email ma ne ma maa bugg a dimbale gune yi Afrique ndax buñ dund li nga dund ñoo xam ne américain yu ñuul lañ de ñoo ko def te man suma Gambien community bi ak Sénégal community bi maa ngi wax li ma dund juróomi at ëpp na ko kenn mësut maa email ne maa bugg a dimbale gune yi Afrique pour buñ dund li nga dund xam na si ñoo xam ne ñu ngi xamee organisation bu register ba pare laa wax de man suma bos maa ngi ciy dox incha allah pareegul su paree da ngeen ko yëg xam na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi xamee seen organisation yu register ba pare di xam dimbal ci tubaab yeeg international bi di leen dimbale ñu gis suma vidéo yi may wax mbiri ba nga sëy moo dafee gune guddee bëccëg te duñ ma mës a email ne ma kaay ñu liggéey ak yow te Gambien lañ ni man ñenn ñi sénégalais bu waaye gi nga tubaabi américain yooyu tubaab laa leen di waaye nit ku ñuul lay waaye nit ku ñuuli américain yooyu fañ ma gis jëkkat ak jabar ne Amérique toog seen néeg nii rek di seetaan gis ma ñu email ma ne ma fañ ma daal call vidéo call nii moo jëba jëkkat ja jabar jéem ma di ko gis ba tey sax waaye gars yi seen organisation bi doxatul sa la gars yi doxee nag déggatuma leen bu baax xaw ma ndax organisation bi moo doxatul ndax gars yi fañ jékki-jékki rek baggu na yi taxawal ma waxal lu tax ma wax loolu parce que gars yi fañ ma email ne ma ñun fañ bugg a liggéey ak yow register organisation fii di wut ndimbal suñu xamee ñu jottali la ko yow nga jottali ko gune ya Afrique gune ya jàng ba duñ mel ni yow suñ magee ñu di leen teel a maye mbala ñuy mag nekk góor duñ mën a bind duñ mën a understand life ma kontaan bay jooy manuma woon a nelaw sant leen gërëm leen ñu kool ma wax vidéo jëkkër ji jabar ji yépp jëkkër ji di ma xooxee broda ñu ne ci loolu gars yi waxal ma plan bi ñu xam yépp ne ma yow soo xamee xalaat dooli ci ma dooli ci suma xalaat ñu ne ma yow very smart ñu nekk di ma kool ñuy weccante xalaat gars yi di bind organisation bi liñ soxla yépp submit kayit yépp organisation bi register moo tudd Calls from Africa ba mu register man sax dañ ma si defoon suma tur si website bi tuddee ko project Embrace lañ ko tuddee woon suma tur bind fa suma story bi li ma dund ma du yéegu ne yépp wax ne man maa gën a tax ba ñoom ñu ubbi lii léegi fekk fañ waxante woon yëpp gars yi ne ma anything luñ si xam rek duñ la nëbb anything luñ si xam rek danga ko yëg danañ la ko woon nangam ñu dimbale gune yi nangam wax yëpp su demee ba dox ñu dimbale yeneen gune yeneen dëkk yëpp yow sax fañ bugg a ñëw taseeg yow Gambie wala nga ñëw Amérique ñu xamante nangam just like def ko lu xam fayda daal te man du may ñàkk a xóolu xaddi nit de ndax man nit soo ma wanee baax dama la dee xóolu ba soo ma jàmboo loolu mooy suma problème du ma dee gis nit nga wan ma baax rek ma tëb xóolu xaddi la dama dee fàtte soo xaw ma ba tey ban façon nit lañ de yàlla rek a xam lu xew anyway léegi xaw ma nag tamit ndax nit ñi ñoo si dugg xaw ma because time bu loolu noonu xewee ma lijjanti gune yi ma yónni suma jarbaat suma doomi mag gune yi seen mag bu jigéen mu dem lijjanti gune dëkk yaay yi nga xam ne dalee ko ci suma mag muy seen yaay ak yeneen yaay yi ñaar ñi ci digg bi ak yeneen yaay yi yëpp mu lijjanti ñaar gune yi nga xam ne fañ sëy bañ duxee gune te sëy bi neexul leen fañ leen ko seen waajur yee ko areñ mu interview leen yaay yooyu yëpp mooy yaay gune yi yëpp fukki gune ak ñeent la ñoom comme nu ma la ko waxee mu lijjët gune yaay ya wax ci soose. vidéo baa suma YouTube channel la ba tey ma jël li ñu wax translate ko si hàngale fooguma ne defoon naa ko ci wolof. ba tey soo demee suma YouTube channel ba nga Ami Jobe nga type in Ami Jobe underage marriage victim children danga gis vidéo bi gune yi ak seen yaay li ñu wax yépp. seen yaay kenn ku ne wax la métit wam daj ca sëy ba ak nu sëy bi demee woon ak nu mu nee di torox ba tey. different story yu saata daw yaram ñu jël di collecte ñu seen gune yépp dajale ko including sama mag ci boppam gune mi mooy gune yii ngeen gis nii gune yoo xam ne lañ seeni waajur yi fañ leen forcé ñu sëy kuñ buggut mbala arañ ko te gune yi ñemewu ñoo wax déedéet waaye ñoom ñëpp lañ forcé. man suma mag ak man kenn forcé wul moon xoj ma ne ma demal waaye fañ ñemewutoon a wax déedéet bi ko soo xamee yaay joxane fay dóore te yaay joxane moom ci boppam fañ ko may jëkkër te laajuñ ko te ñemewut a wax déedéet nga xam ko kon yow bu la ko defee doo ko mën a wax déedéet te gune gu ndaw nga juddoo waaye loolu ba tey arañ la waaye ñii nag ñoom seen bos mu ne ñu ne fañ wax déedéet foog naa ñeent si jigéen ñi nag xama ñoom ñett ñoo wax ne fañ wax déedéet kenn ki fa daan daw sax mu ne dem ci kër xaritam ba ngir bañ ñu may ko ñu di ko jëli di ko dóor ba muy waaj a dee mu ne lu daw yaram. soo jigéen ñi nag buñ interviewé yëpp vidéo yi ma jël ko def ko YouTube channel won ko tubaab you know américain yi ma lay wax ni ba pare def ko YouTube ñu daal di commencé ñoom it register organisation bi yëpp commencé di wut ndimbal daal di xam ndimbal yónnee ma ne ma xaa school ba ñaata la ma wax leen turi school ba wax leen fay bi ñaata la yëpp xamu tappale won leen receipt yi yëpp ñu yónnee ma xaalis bi si doola ma fayal gune ya jox leen seen receipt gune ya sol seen uniforme yëpp kontaan ba bëgg a dee dem. vidéo yëpp a nga YouTube ba tey vidéo yi gune ya ca school ba ak seen uniforme di wax jërëjëf thank you yëpp. ñu ne ci noonu gannaaw loolu nag si la xam beneen Gambien bu ma interview woon ba tey dama dee xalaat ndax xaw ma ndax interview boobu si lu yàq lii la bokk. ba ma beneen Gambien interview YouTube ne ma kaay ma interview la sa li nga sëy bi nga doxee gune fa xamee YouTube channel moom it ku ne Amérique ku jigéen ma dem fa. fekk time bu may commencé di liggéey ak ñi kontaan ba xalaat ne fi mu ne gannaaw bu ma nee di wax li xat yëpp. xam nañ ñoo xam ne seen mbokk yi suñ buggee sëy kuñ buggut man maa dee tax ñu ba ko ndig dañ dee fàttali ko Ami Jobe ñu xaaye waaye nag gune yi ñuy dugal school ngir suma ñàkk a jàng gi it ak suma wax ji ma bég ci ba mel ni ko am ay million ku ma joxutoon dara sax ku ko jaarale wutoon ci man sax waaye naa xam ne suma wax ji rek ak li ma dund moo tax gune yi dugg school rek bëgguma jooy loolu rek dana ma jox ma xol bu sedd ma xam ne gune yi suñ magee mën a bind mën a yaakaar seen bopp xoolu seen bopp xam liggéey instead of ñu toog di tuxoo ko agressé ka def yu yeneen xam na ñuy jàng pare def lu bon loolu xam na waaye ñu ci bëri buñ jàngee daf leen dee dimbale jox leen confidence yi àdduna ñu gën a gëm seen bopp dan ko xamul dara moo dee gën a give up waaye nag jom gi rek mooy ñëpp soo xamee jom moom boo xamul dara it xam nga jom amin soo mënta bind ña xam-xam fa wuuteeg bind waaye bind gi daf dee tax nga mën a xam lay confidence àdduna su léegi si ndegam ñu jàngul ñooy sonn surtout nag ñaar fukki at ci kanam xalaatal ku jàngul nooy def xalaata rek technologie ni mu mel àdduna si ni mu développé ñaar fukki at ci kanam ku jàngul nooy def ndegam ñun ñooy torox si ci ñàkk a jàng ba tey suma maas yi mën naa xarit waaye suma rit ba tey is not the best maa ngi wax ne sax may delluwaat collègue léegi ba loolu xëyee Gambien bu ba interview ma dem sa interview ba suma morom mi Gambien koo xam ne fay def YouTube channel te ba muy def YouTube si ma la ñëw ne ma nu ñuy def ba register YouTube bi ba YouTube di la fay noo koy defee ma waxal ko nooy def yépp mu ne ma waxal sa followers yi fekk balaa loolu fa ma njëkk a wax ne waxal sa followers yi ñu follow ma ndax ma xam junniy subscriber ndax ma mën a monetize suma channel bi ma wax suma followers yi ñu follow ko mu ñëwaat ne ma xam naa junniy subscriber nu may def ba YouTube di ma fay ma waxal ko nu muy def nu mu war a emailer YouTube ak nu mu war a submiter yépp kooku moo ñëw di ma attaque sa interview ba for no reason ba tey dama di tëdd guddi di xalaat kooku lu ma ko def musuma jotee moom dara ba daray booloo jeex rakk laa ko jàppoon ci YouTube bi ba ma jëmee beneen jigéen bi ne te kooku Angleterre fii la ne ba ma beneen jigéen bi nga xam ne moom mu ngi ne Amérique di interview beneen gune Gambien gi beneen jeeg bu ndaw Gambien ku fay sëy beneen jeeg bi ñëw di ma xas parce que notamment la ko mooy fa ma doon xas may jooy aadi di jooy ñi 4 hours interview bi maa ngi koy jooy ndax man jooy du tax ma gedd ndax man lu ma dund su ma koy wax du ma koy wax pour yow mi may interview soo ma bëggul sax faalewu ma pour nit ñi dégg rek ñu xam ne ñuy moytoo métital gune duur métiti teel a sëy de métiti dóor yëpp métiti ñàkk a jàng yeneen façon ngi métit yi ne ci ñun yëpp laa dee boolante waxandoor ko kon nag ma jàppoon si yàlla toog si interview bi ne mukk duma ba interview bi 4 hours kii di ma buli ak beneen xaritam ñu ne lu tax man ma dugg ci interview bi di wax li ma dund xam beneen góori Ghanaian bu dugg ci interview bi ci vidéo mooy vidéo YouTube yi nga xam ne ñi fa ñuy dugg comme TikTok ba góor nga duggee mu ne ma lii dee xamatut man jullit laa waaye lii xamatut mag ñu njëkk ñi la ma ne ko lii fay xam ba tey de yow soo ko yëgul waxal ne yëgu ko xëj na gune yi du ñuy tuuti comme man niñ ma mayeexoon waaye loolu sax dafay xam ba tey Afrique da ngay gi ko jàpp doom ne diw laa jàppal suma doom ji wala diw laa suma doom ji diwa ko jàpp pour doomam wala diwa ko jàpp daf dee xam ba tey may wax loolu ak góori Nigerian xaw ma Ghanaian googa rek gune Gambien yi dugg la ma dimbale keroog mooy américain yu ñuul yi gi nga américain yu ñuul yi fa ñuy jàppante de ñoom ñu ci bëri ñoom ñu ci bëri ñooñu dee gën a support ñun sax dan ñun xamoo loolu man de loolu laa gis man rek jigéeni Gambien yooyu dugg fekk fañ newoon di bind si ron lii kay xamatut lii kay man suma kenn ki ne suma yaay jaar na si waaye xamatut yow lu sa yaay jaar loolu xamatut diggante sa yaay ak léegi loolu mën naa jeex Afrique loo xam ne ñun suñu yaay yi dund na ko loolu xamatut loolu yëpp jeex na ku ko wax fay duul mbooleem lu suñ maam yi dund sax ba tey mu ngi am Afrique waxuma laa suñu yaay leneen luñ dund lu dul may la ko areñal la sëy dóor la xas la muñ loola ba nga dee bu la sa jëkkër di toroxal sax boo tasee ñu xas la du loolu moo fa xamoon du loolu mooy xam ba tey wàññeeku na waaye bëriwul te fu mu wàññeeku mooy ci dëkki taax yi rek la loolu wàññeeku jikko ju boni Afrique ya suñ maam yi dund ak suñ yaay yi dund ko dëkki taax yi rek la wàññeeku dëkki kaw yëpp a ngi koy dund ba tey te yéen a ko tey dëkki kaw yi ba tey ñu ngi areñ gune yi di leen may kuñ buggut even taax yi sax Sénégal gune jigéen gi fi rey boppam matul xati yàlla dem ca kanam camion ba mu dër ko te gune nga xam ñaar fukki at ñu may ko jëkkër ju buggut mu ne leen su ngeen ma ko may danaa xaru ñu ne ko suñ yoon néew ci gisu leen ko woon ci xibaar yi léegi mu dugg ca live vidéo ba fekk américain yi nekk Amérique ñu ngi nekk di déglu suma story bi ñu ngi si am interest xam nga ñoom dañ ñu bëri dañ dee bëgg a jàng biri Afrique ñoom ñu ci bëgg Afrique ndax xam na si ñoom ñoo xam ne fañ gedd Afrique xam suñ jikko ba suur ñu ne ñun fañ soxot bugguñ nattanti duwit ñun waaye xam na si ñenn ñoo xam ne ba tey dañ ñu gëm te xam ne ñoom si ñun leen jógee léegi ñooñu dugg di laaj xam interest daal di déglu suma wax ji daal xam interest di comment yu baax ak jooy ak comment rek Gambien ya xaw ma loolu lañ xañaan ak li ma leen wax ne register naa ak ñiy call from Africa ñooñu laay liggéeyal léegi su ngeen buggee sponsor suma liggéey bi dem leen donner ca website booba duutoon pour man sax de nañ dem donner sa website call from Africa foog naa Gambien yi loolu lañ dégg rek ñaari Gambien yu soxot yi jigéen ñooñu ba tey duma leen baxal liñ ma def bi ko baluxuñ ma xàq ba tey nag mënumaa gëm liñ ma def ndax man liñ ma def noonu soo ma joxoon sàngara man naan ko mandi sax duma ko def nit ku ma xamul ku duur Gambien sax waxuma laa Gambien ni man di def interview am rek di wax lu mu dund rek ma ñëw si interview ñëw ci vidéo bi di ko wax ne ko lii xamut lii xamatut mag ñu njëkk ña mu am ba pare yow sax sooy wax di wax ak xol ngaa xamee métit ngaa feebar ngaa stress demal faju from nowhere ba tey dama dee toog mënumaa gëm ne ñooñu lu ma ñaari jigéen yooyu def keroog américain yi yëpp mer ba dugg si vidéo bi di wax bay jooy ay góor ne ñoo mosu ñoo gis façon ngi soxot gii ak façon ngi lifin gii ñun nit ku ñuul nii lañ mel ñun africain nii lañ mel te ñoom it gi nga américain yi saa wuñ gisee ñun africain yi ñuy def lu soxot daf leen di fàttali ne ñun dañ soxot moo tax ñu daal leen jaay tubaab yi loolu tax bëgguñ ñu dafa nekk ne ñoom ñu ngi gëm ne ñun ñoo daan jox jaay suñ doomi tubaab yi mbala ñun ñoo seetaanoon suñ doomi tubaab yi jël leen ba pare ñëwuñ nangu si leen xeexuñ defuñ dara baxee leen tubaab yi ñuy torox ba ñoom ñu rëccal seen bopp dañ dee xame métit woo ba pare suñu gisee tey ñu ngi dóor xale wala ñuy soxotante ñu nu neen dañ dee wax ne ñi kay nii lañ mel moo tax ñu def ñu nii comme ça dafa mel ni nga xam waajur rek mu def la yenn yi ba pare wecceekuwul ba tey li tax américain yi ñuul yu bari bëgguñ ñu de dañu dee gis ne ñun dañ soxot ba tey jigéen ñooñu dugg ñoo kenn ki dugg di wax nekk ci comment di wax keneen ki dugg def def vidéo di wax di dëggal ne lii xamul muy dëggal ne lii xamul gannaaw loolu nag si la guneeg jigéen gi rey boppam Sénégal nii bu yàggul ma ne ko ma foog ne nga ne lii xamul ma ñëw def si vidéo ne ma foog ne ngeen ne lii xamul bu ñu ma doon interview bu yàggul ngeen ne lii xamut guneeg jigéen gi xam ñaar fukki at ku ñemee maye ko xam ñaar fukki at nga forcé ko te borom a ngi jàng nekku ne jàngul sax de mu ngi jàng nga forcé ko maye ko mu ne sama mayee ma xaru nga maye ko ba mu xaru tëdd ci kanam camion dee guneeg jigéen gu rafet ku ñemee def loolu danga ko ragal a def gune Afrique ba tey ñu ngi maye gune gu xamul fukki at ak juróom wala gune goo xam ne fukki at ak juróom la xam ñu may ko kum buggut ida paala wala xale I don't care mu ngi xam te li ko waral mooy ñun mag ñi ko dund du ñuy wax fañ koy rusa wax te buñ waxee nit ñi di ñu xas naan sa problème ngay wax si nit ñi li ko waral ndeysaan te gune yi xamuñ voice xamuñ internet xamuñ kàddu ñun lañ yaakaar pour ñu save seen life gannaaw bu loolu xewee ma ne ko laa ñu borom organisation bi fekk ñu ngi seetaan de ñi ma doon liggéey si organisation bi ñu ngi seetaan vidéo bi ma nekk di wax bay jooy naan leen yéen a soxor te bon yéen ngeen nekk Gambien ni man yéen lii su fekkee ne yéen ngeen ne dalul leen seen yaay la kenn ki ne suma yaay dal na ko keneen ki ne xaw ma lan suma maam xaw ma lan ma ne ko yow lu dal sa yaay su la dalul yow sax dal na sa yaay man su ma koy wax war ngaa ñëw weddi ko de lii xamul wala lii xamatut suma yaay la daloon waaye xamatut yow foo dëkk si town bi nga dëkk demal si kaw gi nga laajte demal Afrique dugg si koona yëpp ci kaw gi nga laajte ndax lii xamul ba tey even si town bi sax daf dee xam waaye bëriwul waaye daf dee xam waaye yow lu dal sa yaay man su ma koy xeex ngaa war a sant yàlla parce que yow yaa ko waroon a xeex sa yaay la dal man ma di ko xeex nga war see sant yàlla xam ne maa ngi xeexal sa yaay ak suma bopp ak yeneen jigéen ñi waaye déedéet nga ñëw loo xam ne ay américain ñoo ma jël pour liggéey ak man pour ñu xeex loolu nga ñëw di wax ne loolu noonu xamatut gannaaw loolu nag ba tey si laa continuer woon ba tey suma diggante ñooñ mu ngi fa waaye ñooñ after vidéo bi sax ñooñ dañ waaru woon call ma ne ma what the hell ñii ñu ne lii xamatul may leen lii def dee xam ba tey wax waaye xam nga rek gars yi mosu ñoo dem Gambia xaw ma ndax gars yi dañ gëm ñooñ lu ñu wax xaw ma lu xew after that si la ñooñ commencé di change mu jéggi rek ñu ne ma ñoo xamatuñ xaalis pour fayal gune yi barki salaatu faatee ba tey su ma ko xalaatee dama dee toog di jooy ñu bàyyee ma xale yi fukki xale ak ñeent ma dugal leen school ñu bàyyee ma leen ne mënatuñ leen a fayal te gune yi mën nañoo dem mën naa leen a dugal si school nguur gi because school nguur gi seer waaye school nguur gi baaxut Gambie benn school nguur moo nekk Tanje school bu fees del te bon te jàngale bi bon te gune yi school bi ñuy dem nii seerut bu baax sax temps bu nekk li ñuy fay mutu sax $2,000 te gune yi loolu la ñuy fay ci at bi yëpp maanaam suñu xamee benn £100 benn téeméeri pound rek at bi yëpp dana kenn ku ne dana jàng kenn ku ne £100 soo ko xamee da nga jàng at bi yëpp £100 boobu su ko xamee mooy 1500 la woon time bu ma leen di dugal 1500 waaye léegi 1700 la beneen time bu xees bii parce que nit ñu bëri du ñuy bugg seen doom bi dem ca school Tanje ba baaxul parce que school nguur gi si ñoom lañ dee ñëw xam naa moo tax ñu di ko yokk ñoom it waaye bu ma leen dugalee woon xees time bu 1500 la kenn ku ne time bi waaye léegi 1700 la at bi yëpp 1700 lay fay 1700 fu ma koy jëlee gune yooyu yëpp te du loolu rek laa war a dimbale Afrique te xaw ma kenn ku may support xaw ma liggéey bu baax xaw ma dara gune yi toog bugguma suma doy mag yi rek demaat gune yële toog fa ñuy foog ne man because ñooñu seen yaay xamuñ nu mu demee gis nañ ma interview leen ci vidéo bi ne leen expliqué na leen problème bi yëpp interview leen xamal de seen doom yi school léegi su ma jékkee-jékki ne leen ñiy fayatuñ fa ñuy foog ne man ñii ñu may fay may lekk xaalis bi xam nga Afrique rek ba pare gune yi dañuy gis seen suma doy mag yi man di dem ñoom dematuñ gàccee la ba pare damay ruus ba pare ay just couldn't do it soo gune yi saa wuñ leen dàqee rek suma doy mag yi dama leen di wax ñu toog ba ñoom ñëpp ñu demandoo far gune yi si la doxee nag di wàññeeku ba gune yi juróom-ñeenti gune si des fi mu ne waaye man gune yi su ma sañoon sax seen nataal du génn di leen wutal ndimbal du ko gune yi dañ innocent moo tax lu may ma génnee sama dooy mag yi sax mu ma gën a ñaar ñii sama dooy mag lañ ak kii waaye kii nataal bi dafa feeñut bi ko nataal bi dafa gudd ñaar yii si gune yi may sponsor ak yeneen ñett yi waaye nataal bi dafa again duñ ko jëlee dafa gudd moo tax dafa yaatu moo tax gune yëpp feeñut kenn kii feeñut xam na keneen koo xam ne bokkul si nataal yi parce que mënuñ ko woon a gis gune yi different kër lañ dëkk te so pour nga dajale leen benn waxtu bi nataal it's not easy te suma jarbaat bi daf dee liggéey du xam time pour dajale leen bala moo ñëw guddi suba teel mu dem moo tax waaye gune yi ñaari semaine fi ne jàngeetuñ ñaari semaine yàlla jàngeetuñ te man mën naa fayal suma gune mag yi ñu dem waaye gune yële fa ñuy toog te bugguma loolu waaye man ba tey gëm naa ne Gambien yi duggoon si vidéo boobu keroog di wax ne lii du dëgg ñoo tax américain yi ci seen maay loolu ba tey gëm naa waaye Gambien yi yëpp soxoruñ de ndax gune yi last time bu ma leen doon ñaanal fay benn Gambien bu góor bu nekk Amérique moo gis ma vidéo bi nii may explain sama story mu call ma WhatsApp ne ma gune yi laa bëgg a fayal xam nga daf ma call xam nga daf ma message ne ma gune yi laa bëgg a fayal gune yi ngay wutal school ma ne ko ah mu ne waaw ñaata la ma wax ko yëpp $20,000 something like that mu yónnee ma ko gune yi dem mu yónnee ko Gambie ma jox ko suma turi jarbaat bi mu yónnee ko gune yi dem ba gune yi demee ma nataal gune yi suma jarbaat nataal leen sa school ba yëpp nataal vidéo leen ma ñëwaat def si vidéo post ko ne gune yaa ngay jàngi ñaanal leen ma góor gi yéen ñu bëri gisoon ngeen vidéo boobu sama leen ñaanal leen ma góor gi yàlla barkeel ko may ko fan wu gudd soo xam na Gambien yu baax de it's not don't worry it's not like Gambien yëpp ñoo bon waaye man ba tey mënumaa gëm jigéen ñoo def ma loolu xam naa ne kooku xamul doom moo tax ki ma doon def loolu waaye su xamul doom sax war naa xam ne moom ndeyam loo xam ne fa ko dund su ma koy xeex warut a taxaw di wax ne loolu xamul te loolu fay xam ba tey du Afrique rek lay xam soo demee si dëkk yi ay Afghanistan India Pakistan dëkki jullit yu ñàkk yi yëpp ay maye gune ak jigéen gu ndaw may ko mu buggul tout parce que gune gi fay ndaw te rafet te góor ñi bugg ko te mën nañoo yuus yàlla takk ko wala ñu yuus xalal takk ko te lu tax muy xam mooy mag ñi ci jaar du ñuy wax ñoom ñi koy def sax xamuñ ne bon na ndax mag ñi ci jaar du ñuy wax benn Ami Jóob bu génnee di wax ñu xooxee ko dof xas ko xooxee ko dof jooj ko ree ko xas ko xooxee ko dof keneen du génn fi mu ne nit ñi war a génn wax yëpp ñu ngi may xool man nu ma nit ñiy def fay gën a tax ñu ragal nag tëj seen gémmiñ yi problème bi continuer rek te man lu may wax du problème yi teel a maye rek de man damay wax problème yi dóor yu ëpp ni muy def si nit man damay wax problème yi ñàkk jàng man problème yi yëpp laa dee wax du benn rek de waaye man kenn mënumaa wax bi ko man muy wax ñu ngi ma def dof te dara jotuma ñu may def dof yëpp ñu ma gën a dof li ñuy def ku ma fayoon ay junni sax duma ko def waaye bi ko nit ñi war a génn jooyin ma si wax ji ñun ñëpp ñu wax ñu ngi gis niñ may def ñoom it duñ génn su ko defee askan wi continuer di yàqu rek ndeysaan te gune yi ëllëg ñooy nekk suñ président yi ñooy nekk suñ ministre yi ñooy nekk suñ jëkkër yi suñ jabar yi suñ docteur yi suñ lu ne te gune yi kenn du leen support kenn du leen protect seen yaay dinañ continuer di leen dóor yi soxot seen baay yi continuer di leen dóor yi soxot bi ko ñu ngi xamee métti te xamuñ dóor wi lu muy def xale te askan bi duñ ko wax continuer di leen ñàkk a jàngal continuer di leen sexual abuse maye or not sexual abuse is different form even soo mayewul nit ki sax nit ñi dañ lay sexual abuse loolu yëpp because mag ñu ko dund ñëpp a ngi di pretend di fake waaw because soo waxee dee te soo waxee kenn du la support te soo waxee ñu wooyee la dof soo askan bi dañ lay yàq ba pare discard la dañ lay yàq sax dina ba pare gedd la discard la def la dof yow yaay continuer di xeex di gëm sa bopp di xeex di forcer pour dund bu baax di xeex pour choose yoon wu baax you on your own askan wi you are on your own yow you are on your own ci askani nit ku ñu surtout askani africain surtout askani Gambie ak Sénégal you are on your own fañ lay yàq sa àdduna ba pare di xooxee la dof di la bulli di la xooxee dof danañ la bulli ba nga nekk bulli kat man dipu maa ngi nekk xale bu ndaw la ma suma morom ñi daan bulli ne lu tax ñu may ma jëkkëri paa ba tey dañ ma bulli ba ma nekk ku mën a defante mën a tontu because of nu ma nit ñi bulli depuis time xale ci loo xam ne du suma fault xale yi ndaw soo gisee xale africain yi mun a bulli nit mun a ñaawal nit seen moromi xale si mag ñi lañ koy gisee mag ñi nu ñuy ñaawale yeneen mag yi di bulli yeneen mag yi di dóor xale bi di ko bulli di ko xajji di ko koŋ di ko dóor di ko bulli di defanteeg xale comme kuy defanteeg mag waxoon naa la lii nga bañ wax naa la defal lii nga te da nga xam ne maag yow la man ngay def nii da nga xam ne maag yow la yow teere ngay xam di jàngal xale bi defante ak soxor xale bi su génnee du la ko ñemee def yow ndax bu la ko defee dee waaye dana ko def moromam ñi moo tax ñun ñu mel ni ñun suñ problème du caaxaan de gi nga ñun suñ problème boo ko xamee dara du la safati ci askan wi man soo gisee ma mel ni suñ problème laa xam dara safatul ma dama immune si askan wi man dama si immune seen dara duma saf bu ma gis nii de te man su ma jooyee sax may ci peelu mel ni dara xew bi ko man dama miin métit dama chronique si métit ak naqar ak suñu askan wi ba nga xam ne dara doxatul si man waaye du tax ma give up nag pour ma give up suma bopp give up suma dignity give up suma ëllëg give up yàq suma bopp duma ko def loolu moom duma ko def su may dee sax waaye gis nga askan bii sorry su ma sañoon duma jooyaat tey sax waaye tayuma ko askan bi what I'm explaining, I get emotional whenever I'm explaining something to do with, my upbringing and just our communities, how they discard children, how they ruin your life and discard you and then call you mad and discard you. That's what I'm explaining. That's why I'm crying. It's reminding me of things and how things are still going on. I'm sorry. What I'm explaining is these children that are supposed to be going to school and they don't have school fees. I started these children, now it's 9, but these children were in 14 children when I first started. And these children are all children that are victim of underage married people. All of these children, the other children there, these 3, one of them you cannot see because the picture is wide, so you cannot have all the picture. Like I said, you don't have to donate to me nothing. You can just email me, olof@gmail.com. I can give you my niece number and you can arrange with my niece to go and see these children yourself. You can go and see these children yourself and sponsor their school yourself. Nothing to do with me. If you think I'm looking for money, I don't care about having money this way. I'm not a money person. If I want money, I know how to have money. I'm in the UK for 16 years. I'm in Scotland here. I saw women, how they have money here, either right or wrong. I saw everything. I'm not a money person. Even this TikTok, I know how to make money here if I was here for money. I know how to do all the wrong videos just for money. Just for view and donation. In English. I was not even going to talk in my community even and talk reality and, what they're doing to children that is wrong. I'm not going to do that if I was after money because I know that's going to bring me hate because they don't want to hear it. And they're still doing it. That's why they don't want to hear it. So I'm not here for money. I don't care about money. Me, my life is easy. I can survive on sardine every day or porridge. I don't care. I'm very easygoing. But these children, why I'm crying is, these children, the organization that was paying their school, I still believe 100% that is ruined because of those Gambians that came into that interview that I was doing. Saying that underage marriage is still not happening. It's not happening still. That one of them said that it happens to my mother, but it's not happening now. Something that happened to your mother is not happening now. And you're not even 40 years old. That time she was not even 40. I think she was saying 38 or 30 what. Something that happened to your mother is finished now. No. It's still happening, especially in the villages. Everything that happened to our mothers and our grandmothers is still happening in Africa and all of these poor countries. It just doesn't happen in the cities often. But in the villages, it still happens because it's so soon for everything to end. Especially underage marriage, lack of school education, and child beating. And these are the things that I talk about the most because I've been through all of them. And people are still going through it, children. Sorry, whenever I talk about this, sometimes I cry because it's real. And I think of the children that is repeating this pain. It makes me cry. I'm not crying for myself. Why this thing is never going to end in Africa and all these poor countries is because people that talk about it, people call them mad and for talking about it, especially when they feel emotion. How people not going to feel emotion when they're talking about reality? It's something that they go through. Sorry, guys, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care they call me mad, I'm used to it. I don't care they call me broken and bully me, I'm used to it. I'm used to it from my childhood, from my young age. But I still cannot believe those Gambian women, 2 of them. I was explaining, I'll tell you how everything started. I was explaining my underage marriage story, myself and my sisters and even my mom, how we go through underage arranged marriage with people that we don't want. And how this thing is still happening. Child beating, underage marriage, lack of school education, just things that are happening, reality that is happening in Africa that people don't talk about much. And I talk about it and I was crying. And some American people saw me on YouTube, some couples. They said, oh, Amy, sorry, we never know you go through this. You're very funny and always happy. And you go through this, how you do this. And they said to me, we want to open an organization just because of you, so we can help children in Africa to not go through this. I was so happy. It's like I won the lottery. I was like screaming. My children were so happy that because of me, somebody want to do something about this. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Sorry. And they asked me everything, what happened, and I explained to them everything, and they were calling me video calls. I even see their children, they call me sister. They always tell me I love you and we're going to work together, we're going to do a lot, everything we can. They tell me the ideas they have and I give them ideas, we exchange ideas, they register the organization, everything. It's called Calls from Africa. It's still on, you can still look it up on Google. Calls as in call from Africa, and that's it. Just call, not call, sorry, Call from Africa. They put my history there, put my even picture or something like this, put my name, put their, their mission. And I was so happy. They asked me to bring these children that are like me when I was young. These children that are under the mango tree that I'm talking about, that have no school education. They want to see them and see their videos and their pictures so they can put them to school. I was so happy. I told my niece to. These children were just from my area. They're not far. You don't have to look for, you don't even have to go far. Just in Tanje. I'm not talking about even Birkama and other villages. Just Tanje. The children in one area. 14 children. And these children, they're not just only old children. They're children that are from underage marriage victims. All of these children come from people who are married young to people that they don't want, and this thing is arranged by their parents, including my own sister. These two, they're from my sister, and this last one. These two in the middle, they are the people, other people children, and the other 4. Which is these 3. One of them you cannot see, like I said, because the picture is wide. And one of the children is missing in this video, in these pictures, because they couldn't find him. Because my niece, that have to take picture of them. She goes to work, so she cannot, it's hard for her. She only has Sundays to take picture. And these children parents have no good phone, cannot read their name. Even if you give them the most smart phone, they cannot operate it, they cannot read their name, they've never been to school. They're like me, how I grew up under the mango tree with no school. So, they're children. I don't want the children to grow up like this, either boy or girl, and cannot read their name. Because me, every day I get bullied for not going to school when I was young. Every day I've been called illiterate every day. Even though I've been to college here a few months of my life and I can read a little bit and speak a little bit. Every day my community call me illiterate and tell me that I'm mad because I was married young and I've been abused. That's why I'm mad. That's why I talk a lot and I cry and just talk in reality like stupid idiot. I don't want the children to grow up like that. And then they're going to start attacking people and roping them and stabbing them. And they're going to be on the news. When us adults are just watching and dancing and buying expensive stuff, wasting our money when we can use it to help them. We're not safe. We're saving ourselves when we help these children. They can grow up and stab us or stab our children. Because they have nothing. They don't even have school education. They have nothing to hold on to believe in themselves. They can't even write their name. So when they told me to go and get these children and show them, I asked my niece to go and interview all of these children mothers. It was a lot of women. The videos, they're still on my YouTube channel. When you click the link back on the bio on the top, and you type in Ami Job, victim of underage married children, you will see all of those videos. They speak in Mandinka, but I translate it in English. You will see the women themselves in the video. Each one of them explaining what they've been through and how the arranged marriage was happened and the suffer they've been through there. Some of them are still in those marriages and some of them, not there, but they're still suffering from it. And the children were not in school. So, Tanje have one government school, the whole of Tanje, one government school. Very bad, very crowded. Poor education. The children that go there, they can even barely spell mango. Me, when I go to Gambia, I love spending time with children and even try to teach them grammar, even though my grammar is not good. I teach them what I learned, what I've learned here. The children can't even spell mango. The children that go into Tanje, even if they go up to primary 6, they can barely spell I went to school and come back at 3 and now I'm going to wash the dishes or I'm going to help my mom or I'm going to wash my uniform. I asked them to spell basic sentence of what happened today, what they did today and what's happening now. They cannot spell nothing, absolutely nothing. They cannot spell nothing. That school education is so bad and hopeless. Africa government schools are so hopeless and bad. But Tangier is worse. I've been talking about it since and the government, I guess, just... Africa school is not good anyway, especially Gambia. Especially the government one. So, I wanted the children to go to private school so they can have a basic good education that they'll be able to read and write and grow up, can become a president or a doctor or a lawyer or just benefit themselves and the community. So, there's one private school in Tangier that is very good and it's not expensive. The children, they only need one. It was 1,500 first when I first started this. This was just before COVID, before this whole lockdowns. Sorry, I think it was in the middle of the first lockdown or just after the first lockdown, by the way. I will look the video. It's on the YouTube. I will see how old it is. It should be 2 years or more, definitely. More than 2 years or so. When these people first started paying for these children. So I told them everything about how bad the government school is. It's not expensive. You don't even have to sponsor them because it's so cheap there. They just need uniform and the fee is like less than $100 or something. I can't remember. But it's so bad. And I said, but there's a private school that people pay for, people that can afford it, pay for their children to go there and it's very good. They said, okay. And I tell my niece to go and register, talk to the head teacher, show all the evidence, show all the fee, show the original document. I send them the document, they see how much it is, everything. And they start sending me the amount of money in dollars. I tell them, for example, this is amount of money in Gambia that I need for these 14 children, and they'll send it to me in dollars. So, but they weren't sending like the whole year. They were paying just for one term. Because in Africa, instead of paying for the whole year, if you don't have money, you can pay one term, which is the 3 months. Something like this, because I've never been to school myself. And then when you pay the one term, when it's finished, you pay the next term. So you're going to pay 3 times a year if you don't have the whole year. They can do that for Africa. But if you don't pay, they send the children home. They don't care. Africa, if you don't pay, they send the children home. These children right now, 2 weeks, they're not going to school. And there was a time that the children were not going to school for over 1 month. They missed out a lot. They couldn't even have good exam results. The head teacher was angry that the children, they're missing out a lot. And I have their videos talking, crying like this again. I didn't explain everything like this. But I was talking and getting emotional and crying. And I couldn't get help. And the video was there for so long. And I couldn't get help. Until one Gambian guy in America, I still cannot forget that guy. He saw the small video that I did about it and posted on TikTok. And he emailed me. He WhatsApped me and said that he want to pay for them. He paid for them that time, for the children to go back and finish that year, which is this year that passed. So now these children, they're stuck again. Why these people, I will go back to these people that put them to school. So when I interviewed their mothers, I saw the evidence, I saw the children, the mothers explain, everyone is explaining like this one say I have 2 children that need to go to school, this one say 1, this one say 3, different women. I gather everything and show them the evidence and put it on YouTube. The money right now, each child have to pay $1,700. Like I said, if you want, I can tell you the name of the school, give you my niece number. My niece can take you to the children's school. You can go to the children's home if you want and deal with it yourself. If you don't believe me or you think I'm looking for money. You just have to email me, olof@gmail.com, or get my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is in my videos. If you go to my my TikTok videos, you go down, just the video I posted yesterday. I think I put my WhatsApp there. Or you keep going, you will see my WhatsApp in, the other video that I'm selling African dress. You will see my WhatsApp is there. Or you can email me, olof@gmail.com. I can give you my niece number. You deal with it yourself. If you don't believe me or you think I'm looking for money, I don't need money. I'm not a money person. If I want to be rich or want to have money, I know how to get it, good or bad. I don't want that. I'm very, I even need little money because I'm always sending money. I need it so I can pass it on. But not like me, I want to live fancy life and show off or I don't care about life like that. In that way. That's unhealthy for me anyway. And that doesn't make me feel nothing. I don't feel good for showing up or because I have this kind of life or whatever. Anyway, So what happened is those people, when they contacted me and the children, I saw them the children video and they managed to get some help and send me the money and I pay for the children. I was so happy. And then I got one Gambian person who live in America who does YouTube. She called me and tell me she want to interview me about the underage marriage. But I was feeling weird. I don't know why. For me, sometimes when I feel weird or feel uncomfortable or feel somehow about something, when I do it, I always regret. So I was feeling like something is going to go wrong about this interview or something, or like something fishy is happening. I don't know why I was feeling like that. But I said I will go because I don't want her to think that I don't want to go, and give her interview. So I went and she was interviewing me about my underage marriage. And I was explaining everything. And then some people came into the video that are Gambian. And there was also Americans there, Black Americans and other people. But I am so mainly Gambians and Black Americans. So then they asked me and I was explaining, what happened to me. And one Ghanaian guy come into the video and was saying, this thing doesn't happen again. I have a GoFundMe for this. And the GoFundMe is like 6 months old or more. You can look it up. And it has like barely, it's not even up to £50 the last time I checked it. If you go to GoFundMe.com, you type in Ami Job, and then you type in underage marriage victim children. You see the picture of the children with the school uniform even. You see, it's like more of them in the picture than just, like this. This is the recent one. And I explain, their story. I write it, my own way. That money was like £35 there. And I made the GoFundMe and I'm so embarrassed to ask for help. I'm not used to looking for help. Me, I don't look for help. Ask for people who know me. Me, I live in this Edinburgh for 16 years. Me, I never will call nobody and borrow them money. That's why I'm not dating all these men in Edinburgh. Women who don't know how to survive on their own, they're always going to date married men or every little idiot and borrow money and do what they, what they cannot afford. Me, I don't do what I cannot afford. And I don't care about money. Honestly, guys, I can survive on sardine, porridge, whatever. As long as I have water, I don't care. I don't care about I have to wear this fancy dress, fancy jewelry. I have to have this fancy house. I have to have fancy this, fancy that. I don't care. I don't know why. I don't care. So me, I don't have problem for money. It's not like I'm trying to make money from these children. No. I know a lot of people, do bad things. That's why people don't trust people now. But so I'm not used to looking for help. So even when I made the GoFundMe the last time, like I explained to you the last time, they weren't going to school for almost 2 months. Or even a complete 2 months for sure. So I made them, I was told to make GoFundMe. I've never made GoFundMe. I made GoFundMe. That GoFundMe only have £35 that time. And I couldn't even withdraw it. I don't know how to withdraw it. I tried to withdraw it. It was complicated and I just leave it there. It's still there. Go, you see, I think it's still there. So I tell people if they want to donate, they can donate to my Cash App or donate. If you donate YouTube, have a TikTok here, I can always just, get the money. TikTok here is fast and they don't take out any money from here. And I can just transfer it to my PayPal and, withdraw it. Or you can contact me and have contact with these children yourself and deal with it yourself if you don't want to deal with it through me. So what happened is I need you guys to donate, to like and share, even if you're not donating, because you never know who is going to see this video. Because this is reality. That's why people don't want to do this type of video. People don't want to talk about realities that they go through. And other children are going to repeat that pain. They don't want to talk about it because they're going to call depressed. They're going to call mad. They rather cry and get drunk, hide and drink, hide and do the stupid things and fake they're happy. That's why these things will never end, because the adults will never come and talk about it. The adults will always be fake and talk about stupid things and fake that everything is fine. And the children, they don't have voice. So this is not going to end, especially Africa and poor countries. Because when people talk reality, people call them depressed and mad. People rather hide and cry all night. Me, I don't do that. I do that, but hardly ever. I rather cry in my videos. I don't care. I like reality. I don't care. I'm used to people calling me names anyway because of what happened to me. So what happened is, with that interview, after those people pay for these children, I was so happy when the organization was registered and everything. They even got my name in the organization and everything. and what happened to me and how they're trying to prevent that. I was so happy. I was like, oh, finally my story is making other children, to not go through lack of school education and lack of opportunity to marry who they want when they grow up and the time is right. My story is now changing other people's children. I was so happy, like I have the whole, like everything I dream of in life. And then when this Gambian person make interview with me about this, that's when everything changed, guys. In that interview, it was 4 hours long and I was crying the whole time. I still cannot believe that interview. I think that interview is still on her page. I think I private mine because it was so bad. But I might put it up again because it's reality. It was so bad simply because I was crying the whole time. Even some Americans were crying in the video. But not my own people. My own people come up. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 Gambians there that come up in the video that was saying what these people were doing is wrong, but barely any. But the Americans, they step up and they're condemning what they were doing and they were even crying. They couldn't believe it. You know why a lot of Black Americans don't like us Africans? It's because they see that us Africans, we are very wicked towards each other, even now, right now. And that remind them how this is the reason why they were even in America for the first place. And we neglect them there. We forget them there. We never come back for them or just bothered. Some of them, that's why they don't like us. And that's the reality. I have to figure out that myself. Because, over the years, I have relationship with Black Americans through my YouTube channel. Even in that video, that some of them say that, something like that. I'll see if I private that video. I'll put it on again, guys. But I think on her channel, on her page, that video is still on there. I don't want to mention her name. I don't want her to think that I'm angry with her or anything. I'm used to people attacking me for what I've been through and their mothers go through it. So in that interview, those 2 Gambians, one of them, especially this particular one, this is the one I'm saying, one of them. She was the one that condemning what I was doing the most, saying that this thing is not happening. It happened to her mom, but it's not happening again now. Underage marriage not happening again now in Gambia. It's still happening. It's banned now a few years ago, but it's still happening. If drugs and alcohol is still happening, if drugs is still happening, even this effing UK, did they allow people to sell drugs here? No. Are they selling it? Hell yes. Even the police, some of them sell it everywhere you go in the world. Then what about other things? Gambia, the effing ban underage marriage not long ago, but a few years ago, but it's still happening. And other countries, not just Gambia, Afghanistan, India, Pakistan, all of these poor countries, underage marriage. Anyway, me, I don't just talk about underage marriage. I talk about underage marriage. I talk about serious child beating. I talk about lack of education. These are the 3 things that I always talk about. And these are the things that is going on in poor countries. Especially Muslim countries, especially Africa. So why these people have the gut to condemn me that day, I cannot believe it. They come into the video in front of the Americans, including the organization that was working with me. They were there. And I was so happy talking about people to go and, go on this website, Call from Africa, and donate and sponsor them. So they can sponsor these children. Because the organization is new and they don't have money. And these people come in and say, no, this is not happening. What I'm talking about is not happening now. It happens to my mom, but it's not happening now in Gambia. It's finished. So it doesn't happen to me. Or it only happened to me, my mother, my 3 sisters. It only happened to us. 5 of us, only the whole of Gambia. And your mother, that's all. Hey, God, I still cannot believe this. And just less than a year ago in Senegal, a 20-year-old killed herself because they give her the husband that she doesn't want. And she told them, if you give me this man, I'll kill myself. They don't care. She went in front of the truck at night and died. Beautiful young 20-year-old. Less than a year ago, it's still on the news in Senegal if you type it on YouTube. But you have to type it in French. And they're talking in Wolof. I don't know how you understand it. Go and look it up. You see it. It's still happening in Gambia, Senegal, all of these African countries, and even the Asian countries that are poor. Because women are beautiful and young women are beautiful. People that are poor, people will give them. Some of them is not even poverty. They just not used to not doing it because they don't see the adults talking about it. The adults that go through it, they all shutting up with the pain and dying and hiding. Because now we have camera, but when you talk, they judge you and laugh at you and bully you. Especially you cry in the camera. How dare you? talking reality and crying. You're depressed and mad. Who want to be called depressed and mad? Only me. I risk it all. I don't care. Just after you call me everything you want, go and watch out these children and save them, please. Call me everything, that's fine. But go and look out for these children and save them. Do your own research about them. Do your own work. Especially if you are from that tiny Gambia, please. The money you are using to buy all this effing stuff that you don't need to show off can pay for one child's school education, to have a good, proper education. Even if they're not underage married, even if they're boys. So when those people come into the video and saying that this thing is not happening, it's not happening now. No, never. Me, I don't heard about it. They're like, me, I never hear about this thing that I'm saying. This is how they say it, guys. They're like, I never hear about this thing that I'm saying. And me, I'm from Gambia. I just want to say that I'm speaking for Gambia. Me, I never hear of what Ami is saying. It doesn't happen in Gambia. And these are the people, especially this particular woman, somebody that when she first came into YouTube, she asked me to tell my followers to follow her so she can reach 1,000 subscribers. I did that for her. She told me also that she want to know how to register her YouTube to monetize it so YouTube can pay her. I tell her step by step what to do. I never argue with this woman. I never have any problem with this woman. I still sit down and ask myself, what have I done to this woman? From nowhere, she just came into that interview, knowing that the Americans are watching. The people that I was working with are watching. She came in to confirm that this is not happening. But the only thing that helped me is that she said it happens to my mom. So something happened to her mom and me. That's not happening. We are not Gambians. Hey! And I told this woman that it happens to me, my mother, my sisters. Even my mom did video to confirm this. The video is still on YouTube. My mom speak in Wolof, but I speak in English. I was crying in that video like mad, but I still leave it there. If you go on YouTube, you click my YouTube channel. You type in Ami Job, and then you type in my mom. With my mom or something like that. Just type that, you will see it. We are all wearing the same clothes. Red clothes with some stripe, black stripe, something like this. Go. You will see it. Because I remember I bought her that dress. When I went to Senegal the last time I was in Gambia, I bought her that dress. Me and her, we matched that dress. You will see my mom. You will know it's my mom. We are copies. I wouldn't lie about who is my mom anyway. People know me, know my mom. So, those Gambian people, after they did that, that's when this thing start changing. It's like they did it for these people to not work with me because I'm lying. You understand why I'm emotional? After that, it's when these people start changing. Slowly, gradually. And then they tell me they cannot pay for the children anymore. They don't have money anymore. You see this? So now I'm left with 14 children. Not just my sister's children that I'm struggling all these years. No. 3 children are my sisters. But no. I am left with now 14 children. That I went and interviewed their parents and the children were so happy. They're going to school, private school, so happy. Looking at their future so bright and happy. Now those children are all gonna drop. Because these people tell me they don't have money anymore. Because of COVID and stuff. But I don't believe it's that. Because after that interview is when everything changed. They couldn't believe that interview. They were telling me, I can't believe what these people did to you. But one thing I love about that interview is the American people that came there crying. Some American guys. I think there was American woman too, but I remember 2 guys came there in that video. One of them was crying like this. Telling them, I cannot believe your fellow Gambian woman is here talking about what she's been through and you're denying this and then you're saying your mother been through it. Just what type of talk is that? My mother been through it, but it's not happening now. Everything that our mother been through is still happening. So me, I'm not alive now. My sisters, me and my 3 sisters that this happened to. The first one died years ago, but the 3, they're still alive. I interviewed my older sister about this. Although she was talking in Wolof, I was trying to translate it in English. I have to private that interview. Ask people that watch it. Some of them watch it. It was on YouTube live. Because of the pain in my sister's heart. Worse than how you seen me do now. My sister said in that interview that no matter what in life, I will never experience genuine happiness. I don't care how my life changed, Amy. And when my sister said that, I have to private that video because I love my sister so much. My sister, her underage marriage is worse than me. I was younger when I got married, but hers is worse. She still has the nails of the man on her neck. The nails of the man that she gave 3 children to. She still has the nails on her neck because the way the man used to strangle her. And she was so young, she was only 13, and she was pregnant. Until now, her daughter cannot get married. Her daughter still cannot get married. She's scared, and she's so beautiful. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Our society is like this because people cannot tell the reality, because when they tell reality, they get bullied. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. Me that always tell reality, they call me all kind of name. They make my stress worse. Every day they're calling me mad and bullying me for talking the reality and crying the reality. And it makes everyone else shut down. Everyone else that have to come out will not come out after they see what they're doing to me. This is never going to end. That's why I cry. I'm not crying for me. I'm crying for people that have to repeat our pain. Me, my mom, my 3 sisters that are alive. Sorry, 2 of them. 1 of them died long ago. It's 4 of us that this happened to, including my mother. Even my mother's mother. Why a lot of these people are not going to talk is because when one person risk it, and because of their kind heart, they don't want the children to repeat it. They come out and talk. What else is the reason for us to talk? Honestly, do we get paid for talking? Right now, all of this talk I'm doing, did I get £1 from it? Did anyone tell me, Amy, here is the £1 for you using your voice to scream about your reality and crying? Even if I get paid for it, who want to talk about reality and get paid and get called mad when you can make money without nobody knowing anything from you? If I come to videos just to get support, I can talk bad. I know what to do. I can do inappropriate talk. I can do effing, this sound videos, effing inappropriate sound videos, or, whatever kind of a stupid talk or video that I can do to get donations. I saw people who do it. They don't talk more than me. They don't have like the gut or the confidence more than me. Because me, I've seen life. I have all the confidence in the world to do whatever I want. Because I don't see life as nothing because of what I've been through. But at the same time, I try to protect the youths and myself. That's why I don't want to do certain things. But I'm not in the media for money. If I was in the media for money, by now I have a lot of money from the media. Honestly, I saw people, what they're doing, and I'm always learning about life. I saw people that make money with the type of talk they do and the type of thing they do that to make money. And I can do it if I want. I'm here for reality and to protect children from repeating the pain that we've been through, a lot of us adults, and faking it. Like everything is fine. And it's not. Why do you think it's hard to even have good government, good husband, good wife, good friend in our society? Because of the pain we've been through. Because of no one is protecting the children. The children going to repeat the pain of lack of going to school, child beating, and sexual abuse. These 3 pains that are ruining the black community, especially African community. These 3 pains are never going to stop. The sexual abuse is not just underage marriage. It's just sexual abuse in general. But nobody will talk about it. Because when you talk about it, people bully you. And call you mad. Especially you cry in the video. How dare you? Just how dare you cry in the video? You want to die. They will bully you forever. Like in the next 20 years. That's why. And whenever you're talking about reality, you must cry. Whenever you're talking about something that you go through. Something that you are so innocent and this shouldn't happen to you and it's still happening to people. You saw it still happening or something like this. You're just going to feel emotional. Especially when you're talking to the people that did it to you, the community, the society that did it to you, and they're doing it to people. You must feel emotional, yeah. It's not fake, yeah. And you feel emotional, that's what you done. They're gonna call you broken, mad, So nobody is gonna do it. That's why these children are gonna repeat this pain. It's very sad. When I think of these children repeating this pain, that's why I can never stop. Anytime I say to myself, I will not talk about this. When I think of these children repeating this pain, I'm going to talk about it. Because nobody's talking about it. If I see others talking about it, maybe I will calm down, but they're not going to talk about it. So there's nobody in this society that did not go through either sexual abuse or child beating or lack of education. Those three. And you're from Gambia and Senegal or other African countries. Then you're very lucky. If it's 10 of us, the whole 7 or 8 been through it at least. But why they're not talking about it? Because when they talk about it, they get bullied. They get called name. They get called mad. They get called, you don't know how to keep secret. You have to keep secret. Everyone knows how to keep secret. Me, there's so many things that I don't tell you, and I will never tell you. Because you don't need to know about it. But I'm telling you this to prevent it, this thing from happening. Guys, I'm going to have to go soon because I'm just, this whole thing get to me, and I'm just not even in the mood for the entertainment or whatever you call it that I wanted to do. Just, if you know anyone who will be interested in helping these children, let them help them. Email me, olof@gmail.com, and I will, give you contact for these children. If you don't want to work with me with them through me, you can go and work with them yourself and put them to school yourself. Even if it's one. If you choose one, that's fine. I will continue fighting for the rest. Like I said, these children were 14 from the get-go, but now it's only 9. These 3, one of them is not in the picture because the picture is white. I'll show you again. And these 5. One of them is a girl, this one. The rest, they're all boys. These boys can grow up and they can be presidents, doctors, lawyers, ministers, engineers, good husbands. These children can be anything. But if these children don't have good school education, that's risky for me and you and for our children. Because when people are hopeless and they're attacking people to take their phones, attacking people to rob them, stopping people for their own phone or their own car or house or money, you are not safe, I'm not safe. It's in Gambia. Never mind Senegal. I cannot even get these children in Gambia to get school. Never mind Senegal. But hopefully, yeah. I'm working on my own organization. When it's all registered and set, I will let you guys know and you can look it up. I can then help Senegal and Gambia for sure. I'm going to help Senegal too because it's happening there too. But right now, let's just focus on these little children that I have, and I cannot even get them help because the first help that I get for them, a fellow Gambian woman came in the video to ruin it. I still cannot understand that. I know that woman don't have a child, but she still have the gut to ruin other children's chance. I still cannot believe that. Like, I still just cannot believe that. The children that I came to explain that they need to go to school, and they already have been going to school now because of this organization, and this organization found my videos, and because of me, they found my video and they registered their organization to pay for the children's school. So now I'm here to tell you my story and for you to go on the organization and donate so they can pay for the children's school. And you come in to say that, no, this story is not real because it's not happening now. It happens to my mom, but since then, it never happened again. So something happened to your mom and me and my 3 sisters and my mom. And that's it. The whole of Gambia. And it just ends there. No. But because I understand my community and I know the pain, the fact that when you're young, they will beat you until you learn how to beat people. And you know beating is not just for physical beating, you know that, right? That's why I don't know how to give up on my community. Because I know my community. I know why they are the way they are. That's why even when I go through hell in my community, I'll cry and come back again for my community. That's what I've been doing all of these years. And that's why a lot of them don't like me. They don't get my energy and how I'm so strong and how I don't give up on this community no matter how much they bully me. A lot of them don't like me because I talk about we have to believe in ourselves no matter what kind of pain we go through. We have to talk about, we have to believe in ourselves. We have to not do skin bleaching. We have to not do going sleeping around with people. We have to not do getting high. We have to not do stealing and going to prison. We have to not do any of those nonsense no matter what we go through. That's why a lot of them don't like me, because they're doing it and they don't want nobody to talk about it. But what I don't understand about these people is they know that me, myself, I never know what I know now years ago, because our community don't teach you this. And I did some mistake because I did not know what I know. And I share those mistakes with them. And I tell them that we have to learn, you know what I learned. So why they doing like I'm talking because I'm better than them? I'm not better than them. That's why I tell them my reality. That's why I cry in front of them. Thank you so much. So I still cannot believe that WhatsApp you so much. What do you mean WhatsApp you so much? So anybody that want to have my WhatsApp or want to deal with these children and help them, like I said, email me olof@gmail.com. And I'll give you, my WhatsApp, and I'll talk to you, and I can give you my niece WhatsApp that you can go and meet these children. Like I said, it's 9 of them. One of them is not in the picture. So this 5 plus the other picture with 3 of them, but one of them, they couldn't find him because my niece, she go to work. She only have Sunday to gather them. And whenever she want to gather them, they like going playing, children in Africa. It's hard to see them all and gather them. So one of them is missing, but it's 9. And they need to go back to school. They've been kicked out of school now for 2 weeks. And this is not good for their education because they are learning. So when it's time to exam, they're going to fail. So please, all of these children come from victims of underage marriage, like I said, including my own sister's children. All of these children come from very poor homes like this, extremely poor homes. Some of them don't even have a bed to sleep, or some of them, if you see the bed they'll sleep in, you cry. Then you stop putting money on expensive stuff. What is all this expensive stuff we are doing for people to value us? If someone value you because of your expensive stuff, they don't value you, they value that expensive thing. My coffee is cold, so I'm just drinking it like water. I don't understand why us Africans, all our money is going on expensive stuff so we can feel good or better than others. Looking at the other people don't have school, don't have a bed, don't have rice. I really don't understand this. I never will understand that. Me, if I'm ever going to have money and use it on expensive stuff and look at other people suffer, may I never ever have that money. May God make me very poor for the rest of my life. What type of money is that? It's going to make the poor people to feel sad and to go and rob people and kill them to take their money. Because you're showing them the money and you're not giving them the opportunity to have it. Who does this? Only Africans. Africans who don't have nothing, they do this. They love it. It's wickedness. It's because they're traumatized. Never mind effing skin bleaching. Some women hate you because of the skin bleaching. I know, because I always talk about that too, and they all bleaching like a hopeless idiot. Don't mind them. Let them die and just, kill the confidence of their children and other women. That's their business. I'm saving their life and their own children and the whole society. If they don't get it, let them get to hell. You know what? Me, I have enough of my community sometime, but I keep going no matter what. I'm like this. I don't give up on nothing. When I get annoyed, I can be like, but I come back, and just continue. This is not joke. I don't know why these people don't know this is not joke. What happened to us is not joke. It's very serious. Because when we are young, our parents beat us because they're so stressed. A lot of them don't love their husbands. It was arranged marriage, a lot of them. Like what happened to my mom and us. So that's why they're so painful. Imagine you have an effing old man or just some random guy that marry you and you don't love them and you have to have children and the man just neglect you and marry somebody else anyway and just... You don't have money. Poverty is very stressful, you know this. For depending who you are, but especially in Africa. And just, because Africa, why poverty is hard is Africa when you're poor. People bully you for being poor. Hey, Africa is sick, man. Africa, you're not allowed to be poor. But you're not going to have opportunity to have money, but you're not allowed to be poor. People will bully you for just because you're poor. Nothing else. Even me, every day they bully me and say, Emi, you have nothing. If you go to her house. And look at how she dressed. She has nothing. What is something that you have? What did you have? What did you have? Even if you have a car, you don't own it. The car can kill you anytime. Hope no. You don't own the car. You cannot control it. You don't have nothing in this life. You don't even have your nose. Me, I don't even own my breath, my nose. I don't own it. It can go anytime. It can stop anytime. I don't have control over my breathing. You don't own nothing. You don't know that. How you think you have effing one or two things that you know that you're so enough to feel better and thinking other people don't have that, so that you're better than. I think in this life, the only thing that you have that is beneficial to you is for you to love and protect yourself and drink water and sleep and eat little bit of effing moringa powder or something for your effing immune system to get better. You don't have that. What did you have? You have effing jewelry, effing whatever, effing material stuff. None of those can stop you from dying or getting sick or whatever, you know. It cannot stop you from getting, you know, from being disrespected as well. The queen get disrespected. Everybody get disrespected. Doesn't matter, whatever. So, guys, it's very hard, you know, with the kind of job I do all these years for my society. But I'm not going to give up. Salute to people who appreciate my work and other people who are working, you know, with the reality of our society. Salute them. Why our society cannot tell the truth to help us is because nobody wants to hear the truth. It reminds them of their pain, remind them of what they've been through. But instead of them to cry and wipe their tears and join you to end it, they're just gonna abandon you and discard you and call you mad and run away from you and go to the other person that is faking, you know, and talking about nonsense, talking about sex and stupid stuff. Everyone know how to have sex. That's why you and I is here. What the hell? Why you expect me to stay here and talk about sex like a stupid, hopeless person? Everyone know how to have sex. That's why you and I is here. Africans know how to have sex. They just have to know how to control the sex. They don't even know how to control it. You're teaching them how to have sex. You want to kill them. How many people that go and have sex with the wrong people? That's why you can't even hardly have healthy marriage in our community. People cannot control their sex, especially the effing horrible men that are like a effing hopeless dog having sex with everyone. Why are you teaching people how to have sex to get them honey so they can go and sex the next door idiot? That's effing messed up, man. And that's what the society do. They always do videos about sex and people will go and watch 1,000 views. If I was talking about sex now, it's going to be 1,000 views. If I was like, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, and wearing bad stuff, so they're all going to be like, ooh, you know, and see it. And then they're going to say, look at Ami Job. She's so chaga, she's so bitchy and hopeless and chaga, but they're still going to watch it. This is how traumatized we are. Look at this. My phone is not charged and I can't be bothered charging it. I'll go. Look at this. This is how traumatized we are. This is serious. We watch people talk about sex. It's like 1,000 views, 500 views and more. Children on TikTok listening to that. They're teaching them to go and have. And they're like, you have to teach the children how to have sex. The children know how to have sex if they want to. People that teach sex, they open their legs in the camera with their face. That's their job. They don't care. Go and be like them then. They do that every day. You are hoping that your children will not even watch that too much or be addicted to that. That's what you're hoping. You understand? That is all over the world, under the mango tree, China, India, everywhere those videos are there. Because those people that do it, that's their job. They have enough of life. They don't care. They're not like you. Because you it's like you're hypocrisy with what you're doing, you know? It's like, because you're pretending you're teaching people. That's why you're talking, but you're not bad. You're like, I'm not bad, but I'm teaching. Those people, they tell people, look at me. I don't care. People say yes. They say, okay, this is how you're doing. That's their job. And their videos are all over. So you're not teaching nobody sex. You just want the society to be so addicted to sex, worse than it is. To continue having sex with the wrong people, getting the wrong people pregnant, breaking up their marriages. The young people, instead of they focus on education and self-love and self-development, they focus on sex like a hopeless idiot. That's all you are doing. And you know it. But why you are doing it? Because you know the community is sick and traumatized. They don't like to watch good things. You know when you're talking good things like Ami Job, you know, you have like 10 views, 20 if you're lucky. You talk about that, they're all coming. That's why you're doing it, just for view. And the people watching it, they know that too. Why are they still doing it? They traumatized like you. They don't want good things. Because we have so much pain because the way our parents beat us when we are young. That's why I always talk about people to stop beating their children to have death. Why these parents beat us like this is because no one sacrificed like me and talk for them to know this is wrong. For their mothers to not do that to them. So their mothers do it to them because no one was talking. And they're going to repeat the pain because no one is still talking. Africa, we have to focus on talking about sexual abuse, either marriage or not, underage marriage or not, just sexual abuse to stop. We also have to focus on child beating to stop. And we have to focus on school education to happen for everybody in Africa. But we don't focus on that. We're focusing on effing long Brazilian hair. They're not even Brazilian hair anyway. A lot of them are fake. They just know how to make it, but they cannot go and cut the real woman hair, you know, and make it and sell it to you for effing $100. Anyway, don't worry about that. They just neglect us and the reality. That's what I don't understand. I just will never understand that. Africa, we always just gonna talk about nonsense, talk about sex, talk about cheating men. Me, I talk about cheating men, but I don't talk about that a lot. I talk about why the man is cheating even. Why he cannot zip his trouser. Because he don't love himself. Because he don't love himself and respect. My phone is not charged. It's 5%, guys. It's going to go off, but I'm not going to charge it because I'm going to go. I talk about the child beating, that how they beat that man and trouble him when he was young. That lead to him not knowing his self-worth. Which is why he's cheating. You know, when somebody is cheating, it's not like they don't love you. Some people cheat and they love you. They just don't love themselves. You know, when the experts tell you that when someone don't love themselves, they cannot love you, you think they're crazy. They're not crazy. They know what they're saying. When someone don't love themselves, they cannot allow you to love them. It's not that they cannot love you. They love you, but they will not allow you to love them because they're going to do something bad that will not allow you to love them. And they don't even know it, or they don't realize, it's like a drug. It's like, they're going to regret it though. And when they're doing it, they know I shouldn't do this, but they're going to risk it. Like, you know, risking it and doing it because they can't help it because they don't love themselves enough to not do it. When you are in love with someone, when you are in a relationship with someone, when they cheat on you, they cheat on themselves. That's how I see it. It's not like you, they cheat in them. It's because they don't love themselves enough to protect you, the love. Because when someone loves you, they're always going to be there for you, for example, and, you know, like do good things for you. So, and that love good for you. It's like a flower. Listen to this. When you love someone, it's like you are the flower now. The person love you back. They're your water. They're going to keep watering you and you keep growing better, is it? If the person is healthy. If the person love themselves. Why they watering you? It's because the person is like the bees. Those bees that, you know, like what do you call it? That need honey. Make honey from flower. So they know that them watering you, they're going to have flower from you so they can come and make their honey. So it's for them. They're not watering you because they're stupid. It's for them. Because after they water you, you're supposed to also, you know, give them the flower for them to make the honey. That's how I see love. But why they're not watering you is because they don't care about the honey and they don't even love themselves, or they're not focused. They're too stressed and traumatized to focus, to know life and know what love is. They don't even know, you know, see it like this or something. They just think, you know, whatever. So you too, the same. If they're watering you and you're running, you're like, don't water me, which is, you know, you're not allowing them to love you because you're just doing bad stuff that will stop them from loving you. It's like they have the water, they're like, here, you're like, no, leave me alone. I don't need the water, let me die. Because you don't love yourself to stay there and wait for them to give you the water and you take it and you're like, thank you. You take the water. No. You're like, I don't want the water. Why you don't want the water? Because you don't love yourself to grow nice and healthy flower like a normal flower. You want to die. You don't care. So when someone cheats on you, don't be angry. See it like this. Understand it. That it's not like you're ugly or they don't love you. No. It's because they're broken. They don't love themselves. If you don't have self-love, you're not going to have boundaries. You don't have boundaries. You're going to try everything. You're going to do everything. Cheating or not. Don't worry about that. I talk about that sometimes. This is not for that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. So I end up being stuck, with the English part. But I'm gonna do more English videos, by the way. I feel like what's happening in my country and Senegal and just other African countries, people need to hear it all over the world. I don't care, who hear it. I'm gonna talk it in English more. I don't do that all the time. I always do that in my YouTube channel, years ago, before I started TikTok. But I've been TikTok now for around 2 years now, if I can remember. Yes, it's nearly 2 years now. And I talk in my language more, but I'm gonna talk in English more now. I feel bad for what happened to me and my community and what's happening there. I don't want the whole world to hear it. I am ashamed. That's the reality. Look at me. I'm ashamed to talk about it in English. But I will. Because it's happening to other countries that are not Gambia and Senegal. And they're not understanding Wolof. But they understand English. So I'm gonna talk in English to save those children. For the ones that want to hear it. I talk about self-love, self-dignity, how us the mothers, especially single mothers, I will do a video for that. I've not done that for a long time. I do single mother videos that if any single mother listening to it, yeah, you will see life differently and the way you see yourself and the way you bring up your children. I do that too. Especially us single mothers in Europe that suffer pain from Africa and come here and faking it and just doing all the wrong thing and faking and ruining our children's life. I talk about those things for us to believe in ourselves and love ourselves and withdraw our focus on the wrong thing and bring it on the right thing. So guys, I'm going to go now. But like I said, if you know anyone that you know that will want to work with me or want to work with the children directly, give them, I have a small video of these children, by the way. 2, 1 English, 1 Wolof. I did it just yesterday. So the moment you go on my TikTok now, you will see I have like a purple shirt on. I just came from work then. And I have the children picture. You will see it. And I speak in English. One of them Wolof. I have my email address in that video. Take it and give it to whoever you think that can work with me or can work with the children directly, please. Like I said, the children, they're 9. First, it was 14. Now it's 9. Because whenever they kick them out, we don't have money to pay. The parents will take the children. Some go to the village, send them to the village to learn Quran. One of them gets sponsors. And the other one, I think the parents say they should give up. Hence, we keep paying and then they stop and then pay. They don't like it. They get angry and give up. Something like this. But now it's 9 left. So please, I don't want these whole children to give up. 2 weeks now, they're not going to school. You want to donate, you can either go to PayPal. Sorry, I have PayPal too, but you can either go to my Cash App, donate on the video here, because when you donate, when I'm doing video for them, you donate, it can change to pounds straight away. Or you can contact me to deal with the children direct yourself. Or you can go to GoFundMe. Type in Ami Job, children of underage victim marriage, underage marriage victim. Ami Job, children of underage marriage victims. If you type it, you will see it. You will see, I think I have my picture there or something, but the children, their pictures are there with their school uniforms. It's more children than this even. You have more children there. You will see it. Just do anything you can, please, for these children to go back to school. This is humiliating for these children to stay there and we're here. They just need like $20,000 and they will go back. If these children have $20,000 now, because each one of them have to pay $1,700 for the term, but they also have to have school shoes, school bag, uniform. But even if they don't have uniform, they can manage the other uniform. They just need school shoes most of the time. They need shoes because Africa is hot and the sun. Sometimes the shoes get ruined quickly. And they need to buy some books. That's very important because the school themselves, they sell you the book that you need. The book about the lessons. It's important you buy those books. If not, you're not going to learn nothing. So please, if anyone can help me with this. Somebody's sending me requests. Hello. This person, I thought it's somebody that, that can help me get donation for these children. So guys, I'll go. I might come back later on tonight when I feel more calm, from this that I was talking about, for us to just do chill video, but I'm not sure. If not tomorrow, because I'm not working tomorrow as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna download this video later on and put it on my YouTube. But like I said, if you go to my YouTube, type in Ami Jobe, children of underage marriage victim, you will see the story of these children. And they explain in English their mothers, but I explain in Wolof to translate it. And you see the mothers themselves and the children. And you can sponsor these children or get someone else to sponsor it by putting the message out there. You don't have to help with a lot of money. You can help with £5, £10. My Cash App is just my username, Ami Olof. But you have to put the pound logo, because I'm in the UK. The pound logo in the front, and then Ami Olof. You can donate £1, £2, anything, and tell me. You can send a message and say, this is for the children to go to school. Or you can PayPal me. My PayPal is just my email address, which is Ami Jobe. Ami, not Ami Olof. Ami Jobe. The Jobe is Jobe. Jobe 1980 at gmail.com. Ami Jobe 1980 at gmail.com. That's my PayPal. Again, you can send a message with your donation and say this is for the children to go back to school in Gambia. So once we get these children to school, I'm going to come back again with a new video and new pictures with their school uniforms and everything in the school to show you guys. That's how I normally do it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. And let's know that my mission and a lot of people's missions that are fighting for reality, it's not easy to listen to, but we have to. It's not for us. It's for the children and the future generation to get better than us. That's our only way out. As long as we keep ignoring our pain and suffering, we will remain poor. We will remain traumatized. We will remain laughed at and looked down on by other people that are not even better than us. So please, we have to focus on developing the other children by telling the reality and supporting the reality instead of living fake life and ignoring these children. Okay, guys? Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you guys again soon. Jërëjëf Jeff, maa ngi dem léegi. Okay, guys? Koo xam ne da nga bëgg a dimbale xale yi, email ma amiholof@gmail.com. ok, so ma email yi nga xam ne da nga bëgg a dimbale xale yi fayal leen school, wala da nga bëgg sama WhatsApp pour xale yi, dinaa la ko jox nga wax ak man. ide yow nga dem si xale yi nga fayal leen direct, man naa la boolee ku lay yóbbu si xale yi, wala nga bëgg maa jox tuuti li nga xam man ma jottale ko xale yi bañ dem. su xale yi demee dinaa leen wonaat vidéo yi ak nataali xale yi ci school ba ak seen uniforme yépp, incha allah ngeen gis ko. tu boobaa ñun ñëpp dinañ ànd, incha allah ngeen gis ko. ok guys, comme ni ma leen ko waxee, gune yi juróom-ñeenti gune la, ñett yi ñooy suma doom yu mag, ñeneen ñi ci des si jigéen ñi nga xam ne dañ leen maye buñ nekkee xale, comme lu ma dal si xale yooyu noonu lañ. dama bëgg rek xale yi jàng ndax suñ magee ñu mën a nekk ni ñu gëm seen bopp, instead of ñun ñuy jël suñ xaalis bi yëpp di ko yàq, di ko jëndee ñàkk fayda. mun nañ see jël tuuti dimbale façon yii nii. parce que dañuy jàngal xale bi ne ko soo magee yow soo xamee nga war a dimbale keneen. You know, when you sponsor a young child like this, you are teaching them when they grow up, they have money or they have every little thing that is small, they have to pass it on and help somebody else, because they will not forget it. That's the good thing about it. When you do kindness for someone, no matter how evil they are, they will remember it and they will learn how to be kind to the next person. So please understand, this is very important. gune yi soo leen dimbalee dafay tax suñ magee ñu xam ne nit ngay dimbale keneen, surtout boo leen fayalee school. ëllëg danañ mën a fayal geneen gune school wala def leneen lu baax. kon nag yéen su ngeen buggee ngeen contact ma, ngeen jël ci gune yi kenn fayal ko, wala ngeen bugg a xam £10 wala £5 bu ngeen bugg a def, na ngeen ma contact amiholof@gmail.com. wala su ngeen demee suma TikTok bi right now di ngeen gis vidéo bu ma def démb about gune yi, di ngeen fa gis suma WhatsApp mu fa. su fa newul ngeen comment dinaa leen ko jox, ngeen wax ak man. jërëjëf si góor a Gambie gi leen fayaloon last time ki ne Amérique, waaye gune yi nii daal nañ dimbal de. xam nag ndax dana gis ma vidéo bi, ñaanal leen ma mu gis ko wala keneen ku baax gis ko. gune yi tey su ma amee ñaar fukki junni Gambie 20,000, ñoom ñëpp danañ demaat school. waaw, ndax loolu mooy fay bi. da ngay gis ne gune yi suñ xamul ay daal ak yooyu sax faale wu, ñoom nañ demaat rek. waaw, waaye gune yi dañ war a xam daal, xam uniforme, te dañ war a xam book yi school bi ñoo la koy jaay. suma téléphone bi léegi tey mu fay, su fayee ngeen xam ne jeex na. book yi fañ la koy jaay, book yooyu moom ngay jàngee. kon nag book yi bàyyi foo nga jënd ko moom it de, yëpp a dee xànd. waaw, waaye daal yëf yi nii la. soo gisee ma doon jooy yëpp dama emotional, because gune yi organisation bi nga xam ne moom moo leen jëloon, suma Gambien yu mel ni man, jógee Gambien ni man, ñoo ma ko yàqal. believe naa loolu trop, ndax gannaaw buñ duggee sa interview ba naan ma lii xamatul Gambie, sa la ñooñ ko doxee ceeñ. te gune yi tey soo leen fayalu school mën nañoo mag di agressé ma man wala agressé yow sa doom wala suma doom xamoo loolu. Afrique gune yi feeg yaa ngi leen di sàggane yow sa life huurut man suma life huurut. dimbale xoo leen pour ñoom de pour sa bopp ngay dimbale. xoola Afrique tey ku seef man seefuma yow seeful man tey su ma demee Afrique seefuma muy Sénégal ak Gambie surtout Sénégal yow seefoo. kon nag ñun suñ fayalee gune yi school pour ëllëg gune yi kenn rek a ciy jigéen ñoom juróom-ñetti yëpp góor la. man nañoo mag nekk ay docteur ay ministre ay lawyer ay jëkkër yu baax ay lu ne lu baax waaye suñ magee seen tur sax duñ ko mën a bind fa ñuy xaddi. ku jàngut taxam jom xam na waaye bëriwul de surtout gune yi léegi fañ wuteeg ñun mag ñi de xam na ñun mag ñu bëri ñu jàngut taxam jom waaye gune yi léegi du ñu mel noonu de gisuloo leen niñ mel. fa ñuy ne di def luñ war a def ak ndegam ñiy jàng sax ñooy sànni jàng mi di yàq surtout ñu jàngul. kon nag ngir yàlla nañ jox gune yi courage dugal leen school jàngal leen baax jàngal leen gëm seen bopp tuuti rek ngay def waaye soo jëlee xaalis bi di ko jëndee ay yére ay yu ñàkk fayda wala nga di ko def fu ñàkk fayda gune yi toog loolu gàcce la si ñun mag ñi. te loolu fay tax gune yi suñ magee soxot ndax gune yi fa ñu xam ne ñun mag ñi fañ soxot mënoon nañ leen a dimbale wuñ leen. xanaa xamoo ne ñun looloo tax ñu soxot ni dañ dee xam ne ñun suñ askan wi day soxot ñu ñàkk ñi sax dañ dee xam ne ñu xam ñaa ngi leen di gis ñu ñàkk ba duñ xam maalo ñu jël xaalis ba di ko yàq fay tax borom soxot du yërëm nit. moo waral agrékat yi xaw ma ñuy agressé ñu bëri boo gisee ñuy soxot fa ñuy wax ne nit ñi xam fañ soxot du ñuy dimbale ñu ñàkk ñi moo tax duñ leen di yërëm di leen jamaka toj seen biti yi. kon nag nañ leen di dimbale gune yi jàngal leen baax waaw comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek ku ko mënut it vidéo bi su ma paree naa ko def YouTube ngeen seetaanal ko di ngeen gis ni ma expliqué si wolof yëpp mu ngi ci commencement bi. ku mënta dimbale gune yi nga xam keneen koo xam ne mën na leen di dimbale wax ko nga dem si suma YouTube TikTok bi nii jël vidéo bu ndaw bu ma def nga jox ko borom wax ko waaw ngir yàlla. gune yi xam naa ne julli gaa ngi ñëw waaye gune yi ñaari semaine jànguñ de ku leen bëgg a dimbale suma PayPal bi suma bindee naa la ko wax tuuti foog naa mu ngi ci kaw wala cash app wala nga donate su ma nekkee live nii soo donatee xaalis bi dina ñëw si ñoom mbala nga call ma jox la boole laa gune yi direct yow nga yónni nit Gambie sa kër gune yi dem gisal leen seen bopp jël leen yow bu ci kenn nga jël sax dugal ko fekk man xaw ma ci dara lu may dugalante balaa ngaa foog ne man xaalis laay wut ci gune yi dégg ngeen ko man faale fu ma xaalis man naa xa dundee sar dañ bët bu set su ma xa dunda ma koo wàccee waaw waaye jërë ngeen jëf si vidéo bi ngeen di seetaan and jërë ngeen jëf and I'm sorry na man don't cry I'm so sorry guys that I was crying yeah I'm so sorry because my life is real and my story is real for me and my sister